Hello, ECU video producer here, Aaron Anglin, here to talk to you a little bit about how AI has already had an impact on what I do in my day-to-day life. Specifically, what kind of AI tools are out there for video producers and content creators, and whether or not these features are even actually worth using. While a lot of talk surrounds AI in the realm of its potential, we can already kind of get an idea of where the technology is going. While some see a sci-fi dystopia where machines are going to replace us all, what I see is more or less a progression of technology that already existed that is being implemented in a way that makes things a little bit more efficient, at least as far as video production goes. The biggest thing that has impacted my day-to-day work using AI has been done by Adobe. Adobe's Creative Cloud software has been industry standard for a very long time, especially in the creative aspect, and as such, they've been implementing AI in a lot of their apps that is already available in their Creative Suite. This has made a very significant impact on my day-to-day workload. One of the most notable pieces of software to get AI technology has been Photoshop. Anybody who's ever done graphic design work or photo retouching knows that Photoshop is a very powerful tool, but it can be a little bit clunky and not super user-friendly, especially to beginners. Their AI-powered features like generative fill and remove background tool have actually already made a big difference in tasks that normally would have taken me up to whole work days and just made them a few simple steps. Like most AI solutions, these things aren't perfect, and there are still tedious little things that I have to do to clean up mistakes that the AI might make when I have it do a certain task. But compared to how things used to be, where you would have to painstakingly get on the pixel level and make sure that you're cutting things out perfectly, this is a very welcome change of pace and makes my job a lot easier. Now, I don't necessarily recommend anybody use generative fill as a crutch. You definitely want to make sure that you still have the basic fundamentals down whenever you're working in graphic design or photo retouching. But again, this makes it easier for people to get in and start using these programs. Another feature I've been using a lot has actually been the denoise feature that can be found in Lightroom. What this feature does is that it opens an enhance window that actually allows you to specify how much noise reduction you want done to an image, and it will create a new DNG file applying those changes. So if you think you went a little bit overboard or not quite enough denoise on an image, you can always go back to the original image and apply the effect again with different parameters. I'd really love to see them implement a feature like this into Media Coder or Adobe Premiere, especially as I continue to use more log footage in some of our projects and I need to have some kind of noise reduction done on some of our clips. But the best tool that I've used using AI technology from Adobe so far has been Adobe's podcast service. While this service has actually been advertised mostly toward aspiring podcasters, it's actually made a really big difference in my regular video work. Audio is about 50% of video, and having good, clean, listenable audio makes a huge difference in your content. The voice enhance feature is what's been a huge game changer. At ECU, we obviously use high-end audio equipment and take audio production incredibly seriously. But when we do a remote interview and the guest only has, say, a laptop with the internal webcam and is in a echo chamber-like environment, and we get less than ideal audio, this thing really helps in a pinch, helping improve the audio quality of that segment. Literally cleaning up that audio file is as simple as just uploading it to the Adobe podcast service and they spit you out a new file with clean audio. This also comes in handy for social media content that was shot on a cell phone and again is not in an ideal scenario when you're dealing with ambient noise. Here's an example of a cell phone clip before applying the voice enhance feature.
So we're trying to communicate to the parents, stay in school, these are the areas where they can still make a great living and perhaps later on continue their education.
And now here's an example after applying the voice enhance feature.
So we're trying to communicate to the parents, stay in school, these are the areas where they can still make a great living and perhaps later on continue their education.
Again, it's not perfect. AI processed audio still suffers from a lot of the same problems other AI generated content deals with, where it's very distinctly artificial. But if what you're trying to do is make bad audio listenable, this is an incredible solution. But those are just a few examples of AI technology that we are actually using right now today in our day-to-day workflow in the ECU production department at least. Let us know some of the tools that you guys are using, and for now, let's get back to Jackie in the studio.